Years ago, probably a decade or more ago, you switched to whole grain bread. Your doctor said so. The American Diabetes Association said so too. The label said it all. Big, confident letters on the front said whole grain. And you trusted it. Now, I want you to listen carefully. A meta-analysis covering 13 different clinical studies showed that whole wheat bread and white bread had statistically the same average glycemic index. Both scored around 71. This places them in the high glycemic group, similar to a sugary treat. Surprised? Let's put it another way to make it clearer. That bread you consciously chose to keep your blood sugar balanced is being processed by your body at the cellular level, the really important point, in the same way as white bread. If you're over 60, and your insulin sensitivity is decreasing year by year, that bread is damaging you in ways you don't realize. It hasn't happened yet, but the damage is slowly accumulating. Every morning, in every sandwich, in every slice. Now, I'm not suggesting you avoid bread. That's not the point. In the next 40 minutes, I'm going to list 7 types of bread you can actually find in grocery stores. From the most harmful to your blood sugar to the healthiest bread, which clinical studies have shown can lower your glucose levels. No guesswork, just data. And the best bread on this list not only prevents your blood sugar from spiked, but there's evidence that it actively improves how your body processes insulin. But first, you need to understand something that almost nobody gets right. Because without figuring that out, you can't stop labels from continuing to lie to you. The truth bread manufacturers hide. When people hear the words whole grain, they picture a whole grain, right? Just as nature designed it, bran on the outside, germ in the middle, and starchy endosperm inside. That's why you trust bread. But what happens in the factory, and in virtually every commercial bread factory in the US, is this: that whole grain goes into a roller mill. Not the stone mills your grandparents knew. This is a high-speed, industrial mill that grinds every component of the grain, bran, germ, endosperm, into a fine powder less than 150 micrometers in size. Why is this so important? Because, at the grain size, the bran, which should slow digestion, is broken down into such tiny particles that your digestive enzymes pass through without noticing. There's no longer a physical barrier. The starch is completely free. Think of it this way: you have a log house. The walls are solid, the wind can't get in. This is an unspoiled grain of wheat. Your digestive enzymes have to work slowly from the outside in. They can't reach all the starch at once. So your blood sugar rises gradually and slowly, as it should. Now, put that same log house through a woodcarver. You still have the same materials. Every piece of wood is there. The label can honestly say 100% log house content, but it's no longer a house. It resembles a pile of sawdust, and the wind blows through it. That's what whole wheat flour is. The same ingredients, a completely different metabolic response. A research team determined that bread made from coarsely ground wheat with granule size larger than 2 mm has a glycemic index 20 to 30 points lower than bread made from the same wheat that has been ground into fine flour. The same grain, the same fiber content, the same nutritional label, but its effect on your blood sugar is completely different. This is not an insignificant difference. This is a significant difference between a food that protects you and a food that silently damages your arteries twice a day. Now, let's get to the more troubling part. The FDA, U.S. Food and Drug Administration, mandates that bread labeled whole wheat must use 100% whole wheat flour. Sounds good, but the fineness of the flour isn't regulated. You can grind the flour into a powder, making it as refined as white flour in terms of particle size. As long as the mixture contains bran and germ, it complies with legal standards. So, a bread company can take whole wheat flour, which behaves metabolically similarly to white bread, label it whole grain, color it brown with molasses or caramel, and present it to you as a healthy food. If you pick up the bread in your kitchen and turn it over, and the inside looks smooth and homogeneous, if there are no visible grain particles, rough texture, kernels, or seeds inside, then that grain is finely ground enough not to slow down your digestion. That's a fact. Your body doesn't read labels, it reacts to grain size, structure, and how quickly enzymes can access the starch. In most commercial whole grain breads, this access happens instantly and is almost identical to white bread. Weizmann Institute of Science.